Hey, Caitlin, hope you're doing well. As soon as I send this email, the quiz will be up. I'm going to extend the due date until midnight tomorrow. Things were crazy here at work today, so I wasn't able to get that put up first thing this morning. So you'll have a little extra time. So going into chapter 8, we're talking about voice and its sound. So voice is the sound of speech, and it's probably the most aesthetic of all aspects of speech. Voice is most closely related to the emotional tone of communication. And you are familiar with that. You can tell people's emotion by the pitch of their voice. Um, do you know anyone with a weird voice? If so, think about how that makes you feel. And then I want you to think about anybody with what people would call a cool voice, and then think about how that makes you feel. When I think of people with a weird voice, I think of something like Gilbert Godfrey and how that makes me feel when I'm watching like Aladdin. So obviously, the tone of his voice kind of makes me think, the way that he comes across as Iago is, this is different. I don't know what to think. I don't know if I really trust this parrot. And then when I think about somebody with a cool voice, it would probably be Tyler Childers. I just like the tone of his voice and the gravelly sound that kind of makes me feel relaxed and feel at home. Voice can hide messages or give messages. So the tone of your voice can communicate more than words. Think about when you are in a relationship with somebody. For example, there are times when my wife is upset and she says, "I'm fine," that I know she's not really fine, but I also know that she's not going to tell me. It's unique. It's like a fingerprint. Everybody has their own voice. Tone and quality play a part in how we feel about a person's voice. And voice disorders do not necessarily create communication barriers. So some voice disorders would be pitch. There are pitch disorders. There are loudness disorders. There are vocal quality disorders like a harsh, breathy, or hoarse voice. Let's see. Resonance would be nasal sounding voices. Oh, the next thing I want you to think about is, what would it be like if you lost your voice? It's kind of weird, right? Not being able to talk to people. Um, Vocally abusive behavior. So these are things that can actually hurt your voice. Excessive shouting, screaming, cheering, talking, chronic coughing, chronic throat clearing. Those are all things that can make us lose our voice or, make our voice sound different. Another thing, you've probably heard people who smoke cigarettes, their voice kind of changes as time goes by. Excessive singing can also make somebody very hoarse. I know that when my sister was in the performance choir at Rio Grande, she was very, very careful about how she treated her voice because she sang so often that she did lose it. Then when you look at the treatment of vocal abuse and taking care of your voice, some things that we want to focus on, especially in the classroom, not shouting, relaxing, don't smoke, avoid smoky places. Even if you're around a campfire, that can hurt your voice. I know that there have been times when I've been around a campfire that I've woken up in the morning and, my nasal passages are burning and my voice is kind of scratchy and my throat's kind of sore. Make sure you drink plenty of water and reduce the frequency of throat clearing. So like I said, I hope you're doing well. I'm going to upload this video real quick, and as soon as I do, your assignment will be posted. So I hope that you're safe. God bless.